Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Street Couch. Right here, we got the one and only Mars Alva.
What's up, y'all? Mars Alva.
Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Mars Alva, multidisciplinary artist. Mostly focused on music, but for years I've also been doing filmmaking as well. I dabble in a few other things, but that's mainly like my two big things that I love to do.
I feel like every time I talk to you, I find out something new. Like, damn, you do this also, you do this.
I'm like Shrek, I have layers.
I went to Wonky Power to see you and Midnight Spies, the Kiddos. And then I saw you get on stage and talk to the audience, and I was like, wait, like, you put the show together too? Like, damn.
Yeah.
So, like, tell me about Break the Tension. Like, how did that start?
Interesting thing is I'm actually no longer a part of Break Detention.
Okay.
Nothing happened or anything. I just got a new job, trying to pursue a few other different like creative endeavors. So like it's just really time consuming. So I should just like step back from the team. But I can still talk about it a little bit. We have one. Well, I'm still helping out.
Okay.
I'm not like fully gone, but just not in like I'm not like part of the core organization of the event, but. We started back in 2021. We did 2 shows. The first one went really, really well. Second one did not go so well. So we decided to just take a step back and kind of like think about what we were doing.
Okay.
But that just turned into us waiting like 2 years to actually like get back into it.
Okay.
So we actually restarted back on November, I think it was. Yeah, November of like 2023.
That was at Ojaman?
That was at the compound. And then we did another show at Ojaman in January. Then we did a Grime Control in April. We just did Boys Don't Cry, which was more of like a spin-off event.
That was a really good one.
Yeah. We have another one coming up in October. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Which should be pretty cool, too. I'll be there. Y'all should go.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I remember when we spoke at Bad Astronaut, you told me you were born in... Like where? Where were you
Venezuela.
Born? Venezuela,
Yeah.
All right. So like what age did you come over here?
I moved here when I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like all this media and music, did you start it over there or over here?
I've always had an interest in just like art in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always really been into movies. When I was 11, I watched the movie Hugo, and that kind of like
I'm really talking about that. In,
that got
Lizzie's podcast.
That got the like
the gears turning.
The gears turning. Thank you for letting me finish that. Or giving me the finisher.
I gotcha, man.
But that movie really inspired me. Like when I was a kid to like get into filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really do it until I moved here. I met some friends that I'm still friends with to this day, and they were both really into like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And that kind of like I was like, oh, maybe I can do this. I did one like kind of like video-ish project in Venezuela in like school, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I would love to do this, and that's how I started kind of getting into film. As far as music, like I've always really been into music since I was like a kid. Started really writing stuff when I was 11, but it was kind of just like bullshit. But I started taking it a little more seriously like when I was like 15 or 16. I put a band together, and then when I was 17 was when I started learning how to like produce and record, and took it a little more seriously. So I've been at it for like a long time. I'm 24 now, so
okay. I was just gonna ask.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, right now I'm 27. I just turned 27, and I feel like everything's coming together now. Because when I was little, I remember hearing like Nickelback on the radio, and like I know like what the joke is, Nickelback.
Dude, Nickelback goes hard. Like
time,
people love to hate them, but they got some really good songwriting.
Like at the time when I first heard that, I was like, dude, this is so fucking good. Holy shit, what is this? And then they said, oh, this is Nickelback or whatever. It was like, I'm pretty sure it was the Buzz.
Yeah.
94.5 The Buzz. And then ever since then, I'm just like, dude, I want to sound like them. I want to make music like those guys. And then I found out about Blink, Green Day, Nirvana. And like I feel like now I'm like finally like recording, producing, like doing stuff like this.
Hell yeah.
So like I think it's good to know people like you, because I can like learn from you. Like you were telling me earlier, if I need advice or anything like that,
dude, 100%.
I'm pretty sure I will.
I feel like, I don't know, like I've started learning a lot about a lot of this like creative stuff at a really young age. So I don't know, like I just get excited when anybody like asks me like, oh, how do I do this? Or like, oh, I've been thinking about getting a camera. Oh, I've been thinking about like starting recording. Like, what should I get? And I'm like, oh, bro, you should get this. I sent you like the whole Amazon wish list. I'm like, dude, this is the best thing to start with, and then maybe later you can upgrade to this. But like, this is like a good starting point. Like, I don't know. Like, I never really had that. I had to like figure everything out on my own and like research on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like being able to like help whoever I can, because like, I don't know, I just feel like more art is always better.
Yeah,
you know,
sure,
like
man.
No matter who you are, like, or anything, no matter how seriously you want to take it, like just having more art out there into the world is great for you as an individual to just like express yourself.
Yeah.
And then just for other people, you know, like, 'cause even if 20 people out there are listening to what you're making or what you're doing, those 20 people, you're just making their lives like better and more entertained, and like they have something to be entertained by, they have something to like take something out of, you know. Like, I think that's awesome, you know. And
the coolest thing is, like, you never know what's gonna happen whenever you put your art out there.
Like, 100%.
Like, you might inspire someone else to do something similar, or like, you 100%. Know what I mean, just spark something. And you just never know if you put out positive energy into the universe, like you were talking about how you're helping people. Like, you never know how it's gonna come back to you.
No, 100%. And honestly, I like to think about it in terms of, I don't like to think about whether it's going to come back to me or not. I want to do it just because it's like the right thing to do. And it's like, I think it's already fulfilling to do it anyways, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I think,
So how did you get into the music scene? Like, did you meet someone first and they got you in, or like, how did that happen?
Actually, it's a fun story. So I wasn't really into the music scene very much in Houston. Whenever I first started making music, I had one show in 2019 at House of J, and that was my first show. And the person who actually invited me to perform at that show was this guy named Gilla. He's like a Houston underground legend. Like, he's a really great artist. He makes like very like kind of like nerd themed rap. So he raps a lot about like anime and like shit. That's like cool. That. Cool. Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's like a really unique person and just really genuine. But I was just shooting a music video for him with my friend Kazan. We were actually putting together this show because we actually wanted to start getting into the scene. We were putting together our own show, but we were like 19. We had no idea how to do anything. It was just like not a great idea from the start. But I did learn a lot from it.
No, like that. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, your first experience is supposed to be bad, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%.
You're supposed to learn from it.
100%. I feel like I've made up for it by this point with like great attention
for sure,
and stuff.
Man.
But yeah, no, it was supposed to be at this venue really close to like Salmon Studios. We had like everything together. We just ended up canceling it last minute, just refunded people, and we're like, we can't do this. Like, we don't know what we're doing. This is like a mess, you know? Yeah. We had like barely any funds. It was just not a good idea. We're going about it like the wrong way, I feel like. Yeah. But one thing that we were doing is like, we wanted to compensate artists anyways. That, you know, we usually get paid at shows, but we just didn't have the funds to do it. So we were like, hey, if you perform at our show, we'll give you a free music video.
Okay.
So we actually ended up doing that with two of the artists that were going to perform. One of them was this band from Galveston called Lago. Okay. I don't think they're making music anymore, but the main two members, they have a different project now. And then Gilla was another one of them. And while we were shooting for Gilla, I showed him my music, and he was like, bro, like, this is cool. Like, let me have you at a show. So I did a show with him. Dude, it was crazy. That show was like right before COVID. It was like fall 2019. And you know who Heaven is?
Heaven?
The rapper?
No.
So he's gotten a little more of like recognition over time, but he's like, you know, he was big in underground in Houston at some point, but he was on Don Toliver's album, like Life of a Don. He was at that show, and I didn't even know who he was. Like, he was just there to see this guy named I'm Not Melrose, who my friend Blake also knew. It was just like, dude, things like, you know, like you see like connecting is like, damn, like I've been in this scene for like a long time, but like I wasn't like that involved. So like I've seen or like known people in it that like now are like, you know, like Odatari, you know who that is?
No, I don't think so.
So dude, he's like, he blew the fuck up last year, and now he's like big. And like, you know, I met the guy before, and he was like super chill. Like, I met him through my friend Dennis, and like, you know, it makes me really happy to see him like doing really well. Like, he he just did a song for, I think, like the Valorant like soundtrack or something like that. Like he's doing really. He did a show in like Tokyo. Like he's doing really good for himself, and I don't know. It's good to see people like that like you've met before in like the scene do really well, especially like genuine people. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Auditory. He's probably not seeing this, but like
Shout
you know,
out.
if you're seeing this by any chance, dude, I'm so happy for you. Like I'm so happy to see you like doing well.
Man.
But yeah, no. So that's kind of how I got my foot in the scene at first. But then COVID happened, so you know I wasn't really into it. I wasn't really going out until like maybe like late 2020, early 2021. Okay. So, and I mean there weren't any shows or anything going on at the time. So you know, I took that COVID time to just like get really good at my craft and just like get better at mixing and producing and all that stuff. And then fall of 2020, I met my good friend Billboard Baba. He's the person that like I mainly like worked on Break the Tension with. Like Break the Tension is his baby, like that's his thing, you know. And like I kind of just became like his right hand in like putting that together. But yeah, no, I met Baba and we became really close friends. And like ever since then, you know, we've made a lot of music together. We have a few songs out together. I've shot like 3 music videos for him. Dude, but then he knew a lot of people that he introduced me to, and then that led me to go to a lot more shows and meet people on my own, you know. Started first like more like kind of like in the hip hop scene because like that's kind of like the sound that I had at the time. I've slowly transitioned more into the indie scene because I feel like, I don't know, my sound just kind of fits better into there. But I don't know, like I combine a lot of like different shit together. So my music still has some elements of hip hop in there. Not in every song, but you know, it's present. And then
I can hear it,
yeah, but I think now I would mainly classify it as just like alternative pop with like a tinge of hip hop, a tinge of like rock music, a tinge of like electronic music.
It's pretty unique.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I mean, I've worked really hard to try to just like do something different. Yeah, I feel like my first like 2 or 3 years of making music, I was just like trying to replicate other people.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, like I feel like I figured out like what my sound is, you know?
That's good, man.
Hell yeah.
So how did you meet the kiddos, Mike, Midnight Spice?
So really interesting. I feel like I met them all in like very different ways. First, I met Matt from Midnight Spies at...
Oh, we used to work together.
Yeah, we used to work together
as
servers, and then we got along really well. Like, he was one of my favorite people working there at the time, and then I met Julian through him because they wanted me to shoot a music video for them, and then one day we met up and like had some beers and talk about it. We actually ended up never shooting it, but we are shooting a music video soon. But
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I met Julian. He was awesome, like super genuine guys. I fucking love both of them. And then I met the kiddos I actually hit up the kiddos to shoot a video for them, and then we just ended up like never doing it. But then I met them at the first spring stock, and then I saw them again somewhere else, and then I asked them to play BTT, and then after that, like I shot some content for them, and it was just kind of like slowly, like, you know, like we're not super close, but like I would consider them like some people that like I fuck with in the scene, you know. They're definitely really cool guys, very genuine too, very unique in their personalities and like their sound and everything. Yeah, like I think that's their greatest strength, like how like unique and personable they are, you know. Like you're never gonna meet like 3 guys like them in the scene, you know. Like they're very themselves, and I love that. I love authenticity.
That's very true.
Yeah, and then Mike, I met him the same day that I met you. I met him at that show. Actually, no, really? I did meet him at Oshman at that Break the Tension that we had, but we didn't talk very much. We talked very briefly. I got a better chance to talk to him that day, and then later Boys Don't Cry. But I still would like to get to know Mike a little more. Like I don't know him very well. Yeah, no, just seems like a really genuine guy from just the few interactions that we've had, and you know what I've heard from him from other people. Like, just seems like a real guy. And he hit me up to play at a White Oak next week. Oh, this is probably gonna come out after that, but next week with him and Andy Land and Midnight Spies. But I had to decline just because I already had a show at White Oak last week. So I don't know. Like I feel like when somebody gets you to do a show, like especially he wanted me to headline, and it's like I would feel really bad if I wasn't really able to bring that many people, you know. And I was headlining, you know. So
that makes a lot of sense. Like you shouldn't play shows too close to.
Yeah. Like that's a big thing that for me, like I like to space out things much as I can, but it's hard. I had like 3 or 4 people like asking me to play shows recently, and I had to be like, I'm sorry, but like I can't.
Bro,
like I don't
good,
want
that's
to.
Good.
Yeah.
You know how to do that, because a lot of people don't. You know, like they can't say no.
Well, dude, like planning for a show is expensive and shit. Like with my band, like I don't like to like, because they're playing like with me, you know, like we're playing my songs. Like I don't like to ask them to like help me out, pay for like rehearsal space and shit. So like, you know, like we rehearsed at like Band Barracks, which is like on the east side of town, at least on the west side of town. So it's like a long ass drive. And then like I gotta pay like a certain amount of money every week for us to rehearse.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's expensive, it's time consuming, and it's like not very like convenient to be doing that all the time. So like from now on, like I am taking a break for a few months from shows just because I want to focus on just like other things in my life, and then like, you know, finishing up like releases that I do want to put out next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, like shows are time consuming and stress. If you want to put something together that's like good and like, you know, high quality, yeah. Like if anybody offers me a show now, like I need to be like getting something good out of it, either like a good amount of like new audience or like
get something from it.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I love doing shows and I would do them literally with gaining absolutely nothing out of them. But when you're a solo artist, putting a band together to play with you, it's a little harder, you know. Yeah. I don't want to like make anyone feel like I'm like cheating them or like like not compensating them properly or anything. And like, dude, the guys in my band, like, you know, they'll be happy with me just giving them like a little bit, you know, just after the shows. But like, it doesn't sit well with me, you know. Like at the end of the day, like, yes, we are a band together, but you are playing my songs. So like, I don't want to like I'm good. I want to make this as easy as possible for you, because y'all have your own projects going on and stuff. So like, I don't know. At first it was hard navigating that, but I feel like now I have like a group of guys that are all like super like down for the ride and to just play with me whenever, you know. Like shout out Mateo, shout out Grayson, shout out Matt, shout out Julian, shout out Slime. Like the lineup changes here and there a little bit, but I guess we have like the backup and, you know, the main. But like, you know, I'm like happy with them, you know. Like I don't feel like I need to go out there and like look for anybody else to like, you know, fill in. Like I feel like they all kind of play a lot of different stuff, so we can switch around a lot.
That's
you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. I've never done this before, but let's go ahead and do some rapid fire questions. So just quick question, quick answer, quick question, quick answer. All right. First instrument.
Guitar.
All right. Favorite color?
No, wait. Actually, that's keyboard, but I never stuck to it. But
okay.
Real instrument, guitar.
Okay. Favorite color?
Green.
Okay. Give me your best Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Get to the chopper. Ah!
All right, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Staring contest.
It's kind of bright out here. It's so hard, bro.
Fuck. All right. Trying to think of some more. All right, I can't think of any more at the moment, but that was fun.
Ask me favorite stuff.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Ghost Story.
What is that?
It's an A24 movie. It came out in like 2017.
You talked about it.
Dude, I love that movie.
Yeah. Northside Podcast.
Or Back to the Future. That's
the
the like mainstream answer.
Yeah, that one's really good. All right, favorite artist?
Tyler, the Creator.
Nice, that's a good answer. All right, favorite album? And that's a hard question.
Okay. I'm gonna name like 5 off the top of my head.
Because right now I have like 3 in my head.
Flower Boy.
Damn, that's a really good one.
Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships by the 1975. Hot Fuzz by the Killers.
That's a good one.
The Life of Pablo. Fuck, this is so hard. Currents. I don't know. Like, those are just some of the top of my head. I have like so many other albums.
Those are good answers though.
Yeah.
Like Flower Boy was like a game changer, I feel. You know, because when I first heard that, I was like, dude, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Boredom. I think that's my favorite song at the time. Like 2017, that was like my soundtrack. You know, I had Boredom always playing.
Dude, Flower Boy, that album changed my life. That really made me like want to do like more music. Oh, I've been listening to so much Vampire Weekend recently. They've become like one of my favorite bands. Their album Modern Vampires of the City has like really quickly become one of my favorite albums.
I've only heard one song by them.
Dude,
A-Punk.
You should like, honestly, that's like one of the like most mid songs. Like I like that song, but like everything after that, it's so much better. Like they've aged like fine wine.
Like which album did you say? They're
Modern Vampires of the Weekend, and then their most recent one, Only God Was Above Us. Those are my 2 favorite ones.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't think of any more rapid fire questions, but I do have a question. So
yes.
Because, like, talking to you, I can tell you're pretty good at speaking and talking. Like, were you always like that? Did you always have a good sense of, like, just, like, projecting your voice well? Or?
Yeah, I actually used to get told a lot when I was a kid that I was loud as fuck. So, like, my family would be like, don't talk so loud. But honestly, I just get it from my family. Like, honestly, Venezuelans in general are really loud. Like, we're like Italians. But my dad's really loud. My grandpa's really loud. So we're all pretty loud. Like, a lot of times I'm scared that people think that I'm arguing with them, but I'm just like, I'm just a really passionate person with a loud voice, you know?
No, that's good, man. Like,
so
it definitely adds to your personality,
yeah.
You know? That's good.
Which is funny. I feel like when you, like, see, like, the way I present my art, it seems like I'm, like, a little more reserved as a person. But the thing is, I'm at a weird place because, like, I'm, like, I don't like giving out too much of myself to, like, random people, you know? But, like, talk to me, and if I fuck with you, like, I'll talk so much about myself, about the things that I love, like, anything. Like, I'm just, I don't know, like, I'm reserved with certain things, you know? Yeah. Like, I think that's one of the things that, like, scares me about, like, having a career in music. That's one of the reasons I'm taking a break for some time, just because I want to reconsider that. I feel like having a career in music sounds like you're kind of just giving your privacy away a lot, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of artists that are able to do that, but a lot of them, like, became successful, like, way earlier in their career, like, a long time ago, and I feel like now you have to give so much of yourself on, like, social media and stuff to be able to be successful. Yeah. You know? I don't know. Like, I like giving just enough that I can be vulnerable, but I like to show it through the art, mostly, you know?
I saw a picture of you. You had like a mask on or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like a white mask. Like what is that? Because it looks like bubbles or something.
Yeah, so it's made out of seashells. So I bought a bunch of seashells and I make the mask myself. And it's my last EP was called Seashell Factory, and I just thought that was a cool, like, visual motif to have in, like, the visual stuff. But yeah, like, that was basically it. There's a huge explanation behind why it's called Seashell Factory, but I don't really want to get into it. It's, like, long.
Have you ever, like, worn that mask on stage or anything like that?
I was actually going to wear that mask for my show at Ground Control, but I decided against it just because, I don't know, I feel like when I'm on stage, I want to seem as vulnerable as possible, you know? Like, I don't want to give off, like, the idea that I am disconnected from the audience, you know? Sometimes at school, and I do like having a certain kind of theatricality, but I feel like I like to have the theatricality when I'm actually performing the songs, and in between songs, I want to see myself as much as possible. Like, if you haven't noticed, like, I'm a little awkward on stage, like, on purpose.
I haven't noticed,
but well, I don't know. Like, I feel like I just be like, oh, my bad, I just dropped something, you know? But, like, that's just because I don't want to seem... I want to seem like
genuine, I guess,
as human as possible on stage, you know, because like when you're seeing someone perform, sometimes you're like, oh, like, damn, like, how are they able to do that? Like, that's scary, you know. Like, I used to think that.
You have like a whole routine going on.
Yeah, but now I'm just like, bro, like,
just do it,
dude.
You know?
I'm gonna just say whatever comes to my head, even if it's dumb, like, you know.
I think that's really good because I just saw a band called Super Heaven. I'm not sure if you heard of him.
I've heard of him before, yeah.
Yeah, I saw them in Austin a few months ago, and the lead singer, he's the same way. Like, he's not gonna put on a persona on stage. He's gonna be himself. And he's a dick.
Yeah.
Because people were getting on stage and like jumping off, you know, like crowd surfing. And then after they finished their song, he got on the mic and he was like, "Okay, guys, y'all can get on stage and everything, but if you fucking touch me, I will fucking cut you." And like, he wasn't joking or anything like that. He was like, he's threatening us.
Well, yeah, he's just like expressing his boundaries. But, like, that's cool.
I like that. Like, I thought that was cool. He just like, he doesn't give a fuck, you know. So like, just see now, all right, this guy's pretty real. You know, he's not putting on like anything fake for us or anything like that. And yeah, the whole reason why I brought up the mask is because you were talking about like privacy and like the mask kind of hides you. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's something that I've been battling a lot. Like the idea of showing yourself, like things about yourself, talking about yourself. I don't know. Like anytime I do something like this, I'm like anxious as fuck after we're done because I'm like, oh, did I say something stupid that I revealed too much about me? You know, like, and it's like after Ulysses' his podcast, like, thank God he just made me feel really comfortable because he's such a like cool guy, you know. But I don't know, like I feel like even afterwards I was like, bro, did I say something dumb? And he was like, nah, bro, you're good. Then I listened to it and I was like, okay, I don't sound like a dickhead. Cool.
Nah, that was really good, man. I listened to it a few months ago. A few weeks ago, I mean.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think that's a constant battle for me. I have like pretty bad anxiety that I deal with like every day, and I feel like being in people's like showing who I am too much to people and like not having my privacy, it's something that's really anxiety inducing, you know?
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, which is one of the big reasons that I don't know if I'm built to have like a career in the music industry in the way that it is right now, you know? I feel like the only way that I would do it is on my own accord if I only am able to show as much as I want to and not as much as like,
I think it's possible, man. I think nowadays there's possibilities for many different things.
I agree. It's just really hard.
Yeah, 100%. Because like I was about to say, like a lot of these things haven't even been done before, so you gotta like figure it out, you know. Because I listen to music on Spotify and like I go to the artist page, and sometimes they have like nothing about them, just like a moniker, like some weird picture and like a short bio. So like that's what I think when I think of like artists that like really appreciate their privacy. You know what I mean?
Dude, if I want to be like Frank Ocean, bro, like I don't want anybody to know who I am, what I'm doing. Like, I want to be able to like have a family, like have my own life, like have, you know, everything about me be private and like not have to worry about people like knowing too much, you know? Because when people know too much, then like they feel like they know you, and I don't want to like create a parasocial relationship with people, you know? I feel like that's a huge issue that I have with a lot of artists, that they are not able to create that boundary. And someone that's been talking about that a lot recently is Chaperone, you know? I don't really listen to her music very much, but she's been like, it's just cool. Like her shit sounds good. It's really cool to see her like, you know, getting really successful like as quick as she has. But she's also been talking a lot about how like she hates where she's at with like her privacy and shit because people just harass her and all of that. And it's like, I don't want to blow up because I don't want to get to that level. I just want to slowly create like a good amount of people that fuck with me and fuck with what I'm doing. And if I have like 500 monthly listeners, but every single one of those listeners really loves my music and is always there for my shows and is always there to buy my merch, like that's good for me. Yeah. Like that would be perfect for me. Anything more than that is stressful. Yeah. I don't want to be signed to a label. I don't want to owe people money. I don't want to have expectations from somebody else. You know, like if I'm gonna make it, I want to make it on my own accord, and that's why it's so hard. That's why I'm reconsidering it, because it's like, well, that takes so much fucking work that I don't know if I'm like devoted enough to that specific craft that I would want to do, because I am dedicated to other types of like art forms as well. You know, like I want to do a lot. Like I love like expressing myself through different forms. You know, and I feel like when you're that devoted to music in a way where like you're only seeking a career in that way, like you do not have any option other than being 100% devoted to it. And that's tough, especially if you don't have like family in the industry, you don't have contacts, you live somewhere like Houston where like, you know, it's like, I don't want to have to move to LA, you know, to like be able to be, I don't know. Like I think too much like about my own personal comfort to be able to have a successful career in music. I think about my health. I think about all those things a lot. And like, I don't know, like I'd rather be spiritually and emotionally wealthy than be like famous or make a lot of money off of music, you know, which is something hard to like get to, because I feel like when you're young you think like, oh, I want to be this huge artist, I want to change the world, you know, and it's like, you know what, I don't want to change the world, but I'd love to change one person's world, you know, make it better. Like that to me means way more, you know. I don't know, I think about these things like way too much. And like a lot of my music recently that I've been writing kind of like touches upon like these things and like the idea of like social media and how much it's like rotting like our brains, our own soul and our souls, and just like I don't know, like fame is fucking dumb. Like I don't know why so many people love it, you know, like find love in your life. Don't try to find it through people that you don't even know.
Like seeking validation from the world. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I had a question, but it flew away. Like I remember I talked to you at Bad Astronaut, and you showed me this app that like limits your social media use or something like that.
Yeah, it's called OneSec.
OneSec, yeah, because you told me, but I forgot it, so I'll get that.
Dude, does wonders. Like sometimes you'll bypass it, but like I feel like when you see it and it tells you, oh, like you've logged into this like 20 times today, you're like, oh fuck, I need to stop. You know,
that's cool. It gives you a number, so you actually see like, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
No, 100%.
We're gonna wrap up soon, so let me think of one quick question. Damn, I don't know what to ask. Okay, so it's not really a question, but whenever you're telling me all this about how like fame is stupid, or you don't know if pursuing a career in music is a good idea, what I was thinking is, because I'm kind of in the same boat, you know, I'm thinking like, should I pursue a career in music, or can I pursue something like around music? Like for example, this like Street Culture Entertainment, like interviewing artists, editing videos for bands. Like there's always something to do like around music at least, you know. And as long as you're doing something like that, and if you enjoy it, then go for it. You know what I mean?
Dude, 100%. Honestly, I came to this conclusion, and honestly, something that really helped me to come to this conclusion is I actually spoke. I spoke to an artist yesterday, and I spoke to an artist right when I announced that I was taking a hiatus. And they're both artists that have been doing like relatively well. You know, like they've got their audience, they've got it locked in. Like they're on their track to just like be able to make like a good living off of music.
Yeah.
And they both were like, don't do it. We're stressed. We feel this like huge amount of pressure. Like it's not worth it. Unless you're so devoted to it, it's not worth it. Like just don't fucking do it. You know? And coming from them meant so much more to hear that than coming from somebody who's at like my level. Because they are already kind of getting a little taste of that. So if it's stressful to them, where they're at right now, I don't want to imagine where they have to like fulfill the wishes of like a label or like millions of people. That sounds like too much. And what I realized is, even if I don't pursue a career in music, I still want to make music. I still want to be around music. And there's so many ways that I can do that without feeling like music is the only thing that brings me a paycheck. Because once I'm thinking about that, then the music suffers, you know, then my passion for it suffers. And I don't want to get to a place where I hate music because I'm resentful of what it's done to my life. You know, I feel like I'd rather have a career in something maybe slightly adjacent to music, or just like art in general. I mean, I have other things that I'm passionate about, you know, like I went to school for media production. Like I have way more experience doing like freelance videography and stuff like that. Like I think that's somewhere where I would much rather make my career in, because it's more stable, it's more sustainable,
and you have more control of it.
I have more control over it. But music is always gonna be there. Like I feel like something that people like mistake. Like when I said I'm taking an indefinite hiatus from music, like a lot of people ask me like, oh, what does that mean? And I was like, dude, honestly, I'm taking a break, and I don't know if I'll come back as a professional artist, but I'll come back as an artist. I'll drop music. I'll put my music out there. I'll make music videos. I'll focus on the art. But the only reason why I'm gonna do it is because I fucking love it. It's because I'm passionate about it. Because I have other things that I could do, you know, that I have skills in that are so much easier. So why would I pick music when I can just keep it as a passion? You know, keep it as something that I love to do. And I know, like, dude, like I was like, after I started thinking about this, I looked up like information, and like, dude, most artists that you know that aren't like Billboard Top 100, you know, that are like relatively like, you know, like they're known, but they're not like huge bands. Like they either work their asses off and are touring all fucking year, or they have another job. There's, you know, a band called Guided by Voices? I love them. So their lead singer and main guy, he was an elementary school teacher for like 20 years. The entire time that he was like doing music. Dude. He would just take the summers to tour and put music out, and eventually after so long he quit. And he retired, and now he's just making music.
Dude, that's crazy.
And that's awesome to me. Like, you were still able to find a fulfilling career doing something else that paid your bills and do music at the same time.
Just for fun, you know what
Just
I mean?
for fun. And that's awesome. Like, I feel like with commodified music and art so much, it's like you tell people, like, oh, I'm good at this thing. Like, I can, like, do, like, I can paint, or I can draw, or I can dance, or I can make music, or I can, like, do filmmaking. And they're like, oh, have you thought of, like putting yourself out there on TikTok and, like, making money with it? And you're like, fuck no, I just do this for myself. And I wouldn't be able to understand when people told me that, because I was brainwashed, you know? Like, I feel like society has brainwashed us to think, like, because it's so easy to get your art out there, that it's so easy to make money out of your art. But it takes so much sacrifice to do that.
It really fucking does, man.
Dude, sorry, I get passionate about this, like it, because I feel like recently I like woke up and like my entire like perspective and thinking just completely changed, and like I feel free,
bro.
Are
you Neo from the Matrix?
I don't know, bro.
Have you seen the Matrix?
I actually have not seen the Matrix.
So like Neo,
I've been meaning to for a long time. I know the plot. Yeah.
No, dude, that makes a lot of sense because each time you talk like this, really passionately, I get more ideas in my head. Like shit, like now I have this idea. Like everything you were saying now, I was thinking about, like, for example, like Kurt Cobain, because I saw his documentary, Montage of Heck, and in that documentary he was talking about how if you're gonna be in a band, you should practice 5 days a week. You should like make it your life. And look what happened to him, like he ended up depressed. Not just even him, like a lot of fucking artists out there, like right now are like fucking depressed, like heavily into drugs, and shit like that.
No, 100%. Especially now, because I feel like social media just makes it so much worse. I fucking hate social media. I think it's like an incredible tool that
there's an advantage to it, but
it's become like a fucking cancer in our society.
You have to be careful with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Doom scrolling, like it can take hours sometimes.
Yeah.
Or even just like comparing yourself to other people.
100%. 100%. And I feel like I did that. I used to do that a lot.
Me too. I still probably do it like.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like I feel like it's something that never stops as long as you're in it. But once you become a little more self-aware of yourself and your capabilities, like that helps.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like I don't have to be this person because this person's life that I'm seeing through the screen,
it's not even real.
It's not even real.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like a curated version of that life that probably wasn't even curated by them. It was probably curated by like their agent, manager, label. Like
yeah.
Why would I compare myself to something that's not real?
Yeah, it's just like a facade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Nah, dude, it's a pretty deep conversation.
I told you, bro, this is not gonna be a short episode.
I'm trying to think what else I can like get from your brain. You know what I mean? Cause dude, like, cause I'm kind of in the same like race that you're talking about. People trying to like get paid from social media, but I'm doing it like with a purpose.
Yeah.
Cause, like whatever I'm doing, cause like the way I'm thinking about Street Cuts Entertainment, it's not me. Like I'm showcasing everyone, like the whole music scene. So I'm doing it for everyone. I feel, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I want to like hone my skills, like to like marketing skills, like what you do with social media marketing. I want to get good at all that. Yeah. Just to like know it, have the knowledge, and then decide what to do with it.
I mean, how long have you been doing this?
Probably like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
With like, do you feel like there's like a much more long way for you to go?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, if you've been doing it for 2 years, not seeing like insane results yet, that just means that you're legitimately passionate about it, and you would still do it even if you weren't getting paid. Yeah. And that's the number one thing that you should like ask yourself as an artist. Would I still be doing this if I wasn't getting paid?
For sure.
So to me, that means that you're passionate and devoted enough that you can definitely turn this into like a profitable venture, and something. And you're good at it, bro. Like I feel really comfortable talking to you. I feel like you've asked me some like really good things. Like you make it feel comfortable, like a conversation. Like I told you, Lisa's the same thing. Like both of y'all are really good at what you do.
I learned from him, dude.
100%, bro. Like I feel like you guys have it unlocked. Like just keep doing it. Like
for sure, man. I don't see myself stopping doing it.
Yeah, dude. And if you need any help with like anything related to like video or audio related stuff, like just let me know. 100%. Like I would love to help.
100%, man.
I've actually been thinking of starting a podcast myself.
Do it. Like don't even think about it. Just do it, man. Yeah. If you have the equipment already, just
I mean, I do. Like all I really want to get is those microphones that you just put on your shirt.
Yeah.
Because those make it a little easier.
Make sure to get some good ones if you do.
Yeah.
Because I bought some and like they weren't that good. Like, they weren't even working when I was.
I want to like save some money so I can invest in some good ones and then start. But no, like I've been having this idea in my head. So a podcast that I love listening to is Broken Record by Rick Rubin.
Oh, Rick
dude,
really
he's
good.
like one of my favorite podcasters.
He's a legend, dude.
Dude, he's awesome. He has this other podcast called Tetragrammaton, and I've been listening to it a lot. I listened to this one with Edward Norton yesterday, the actor. It was a really great podcast. But yeah, no, like
I didn't know Rick Rubin had a podcast. That's
dude,
cool.
he has two, and they're both amazing. And I love the way he interviews people. I love the way he picks up their brain.
He's a really smart guy.
He is, and I don't know, like I want to make like an interview series that like I just find creative people in Houston, kind of like what y'all are doing, but it's kind of like this. Like we're just kind of like sitting outside, and I'm just asking them some like personal ass shit. I'm like trying to get in their brain.
Do it, dude.
You know, like make it like I don't know. Like I want to like get something out of people, like get them to just like be vulnerable and like authentic and stuff. So.
I've been thinking about doing the same thing, but it's kind of scary, you know, because like you don't know how they're gonna react or like.
Dude, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like just, I feel like you have the ability to make people feel comfortable.
Okay.
So just use that to your advantage. You know, like don't be afraid of like asking the wrong thing, because if you're asking it the right way.
No, that makes a lot of sense, because I feel like over time my interviews have like changed over time. Like for example, like the rapid fire question thing, I've never done that before. So like every time I have an idea, I think to myself, okay, just do it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then just try something else. You know?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah. Trial and error is the only way to get to like your best possible like sense of like the craft. You know.
Yeah, man. And just like find who you really are. Like, who you're meant to be, or like. Just reach whoever you...
That's a big thing, bro. I feel like a lot of people start a creative journey, and then, you know, you always start with just like, oh, this is fun, or oh, this is something cool to do with my friends, or oh, this is like, you know, I could be successful at this. But then at some point down the line, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why? Like, what's the point? You know, like, who cares? Why would anybody care?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, what am I contributing to, like the zeitgeist of humanity with what I'm doing, you know? And I know it sounds pretentious, it sounds big, and it's like, oh, like, you know, you're not even like famous, and so why do you care? It's like, no, like everything you do as an artist matters. We are the shifters of the paradigm, you know? We change people's minds and feelings, and we like the power that we hold as creatives is huge, because we're able to like get to people through like something that's like digestible. We're able to like have people listen to what we have to say, and we present it in a way that's digestible enough so they can think about it.
You know what's crazy?
You know,
like the way I think about art, it's not even like, it's hard to explain it, but like it's not even from this world. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Because if you look around, you see like nature, buildings. I mean, like buildings are art too, you know. But, art comes from our minds, and we bring it to this earth. It's fucking wild, dude.
Dude, it's like I always like. I love saying that I'm a professional wizard. You know, like I feel like with music, for example, you're literally changing people's emotions by like changing the airwaves. You know, like you're literally using air to change people's emotions. To me, that's like magic or some sort of like crazy science. You know, like it's not like your average like thing. You know, it's like it's out of this world. You know, and like I think. I don't know, I think sometimes people are like, oh, you're like thinking too much about that. But like, I'm like, no, bro. Like, we should all be thinking more deeply about what we're doing all the time.
Be more,
you know?
like, self-conscious.
Be more intentional.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing to me. Intentionality. I feel like a lot of people are not intentional about what they're doing, and like, to me, that hurts, you know?
They ask themselves, why am I doing this? Like, for example, like you watch TV for like 2 hours, and you ask yourself, like, wait, like, why am I doing this?
Exactly.
Like, could I be doing something else instead, or...
I mean, but that could be like broken into something else, because you could be watching something like The Chef. Mm-hmm. No, not The Chef. Like, dude.
The Bear?
The Bear. Why did I just say The Chef? I confused the movie Chef and The Bear. So you might be watching The Bear. I'm in like the middle of season 2 right now. Okay. It's a really emotionally like impactful show. It's something that, dude, it really makes you think about yourself, people you love, like life, goals, dreams, your professional career, like all these things. Like it makes you think about a lot of things, trauma, like family issues, like just so many things that it brings up for you to think about. Every episode, you're just like, fuck.
I'll check it out then.
You know? You can be watching something like that, or you could be watching like Love Island, you know? And you're gonna be getting two completely different experiences.
Dude.
I think watching something like The Bear is more proactive than watching something like Love Island. However, if you're spending a whole Saturday just sitting on the couch and watching The Bear, that might be an issue, you know? But if you're watching it like, oh yeah, let me watch like 2 or 3 episodes today, then maybe next week I'll watch 2 or 3 more, you know, like that's different.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I recommend a show?
Absolutely.
It did the same thing that did to you, like the same thing The Bear did to you. Better Call Saul, have you seen it?
I haven't, but I want to watch Breaking Bad first.
Breaking Bad is really good. Even, like they're both like top tier, dude. Because for a long time, I thought to myself, oh, Better Call Saul is just a spin-off, you know? It's just like a money grab. I'm not gonna watch that shit. But I watched it, dude, and they changed my fucking mindset. Because if you watch Breaking Bad, Saul, he's already like a big-time lawyer. He's on TV. He has like a bunch of clients and stuff.
Yeah.
But in Better Call Saul, like he has nothing. Like he doesn't have an office. Like his office is a closet at a nail salon.
Is it like a prequel or is it like...
It's a prequel. It's a prequel. So it's about how he gets to where he is in Breaking Bad. And like the whole time the show's going on, it's failure after failure after failure. He gets his lawyer license revoked or whatever, and he sees it as a failure. But in each failure, he finds something that he uses later on in Breaking Bad. Like, for example, whenever he doesn't become a lawyer, like whenever they take his lawyer license away, he starts doing like commercials. He gets into the commercial business, and that's what he does in Breaking Bad. He's like making commercials and shit. So like you see, he finds a part of himself in every failure. You know?
That's awesome.
I think that's a really good way of thinking about things.
Love your fate. Whatever happens, it was meant to happen.
It was meant to happen, yeah, because you're gonna find something like something out about yourself that'll help you later on in the future.
Yeah. I mean, you know? I don't know. Like I feel like something that has influenced me a lot, and I feel like now that I'm older, I'm like realizing how much it's influencing me. You know, I grew up Catholic, like really devoutly Catholic. I feel like I would still consider myself a Christian, but just not in the same way that I did when I was young. But I feel like a lot of those values like are something that have stuck with me and that I live kind of like my day-to-day with, you know? And I think it extends past it just being like, you know, religious, but like I feel like it's just what my family instilled in me, you know? And like a lot of that, it's like about sacrifice, and it's about understanding that like things might not be great right now, but it's all a test, you know? I like to remind myself that if things are going bad, it's just a test, you know?
100%.
Whether you believe in God or like that it's the universe doing it or anything, like everything in your life that happens, to me, that is challenging you and challenging something that you care about, it's meant to be a test for you to see how devoted and how much you care about it, you know? In friendships, in romantic relationships, in family, in career.
Yourself, like the way you treat yourself.
100%.
You know?
The way you treat yourself, it's like, oh, like to a lot of people, like they could have a challenge within their lives and they might want to use that to like be resentful and, you know, take that out on other people and on themselves, you know? But I feel like anytime something like that happens, you have to sit with yourself and think, why did this happen? Think of your life as like a book, you know? Like, why did the author write this in my story? Like, why is this part of the plot? Like, this sucks, you know? Where's the character suffering? But if you really, in most stories, like...
The character suffers at first.
Classics, in most classic stories, the character always suffers. But it always ends up with the character finding glory.
Pays off, you know?
100%.
Yeah, man, it's really fucking deep. Like, there's so much gold in here in this interview.
Yeah. Dude, like, I don't know, like, I don't get the chance to, like, you know, in my day-to-day life, I talk about all these things in my head to, like, everyone around me, and in my music, I try to express it as well as possible, especially, like, my new music that will be coming out in the future, like, I touch upon a lot of these things a lot more, but, I don't know, like, I don't really get the chance to just, like, yap about it, you know, and, like, even if, like, you know, 200 people see this, or like 20,000 or 200,000, like I want those 200 people to just like think about what I'm saying to some extent, even if they don't give a fuck, even if they don't like think that I'm right, even if they think that I'm just like being pretentious and just like yapping too much. I hope you think about like something that I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure, man. I know I will. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap
even if it's just you, bro. Like that's enough for me.
Like you're already changing like some mindsets.
Hell
already,
yeah,
bro. All right. This has been the Street Couch. We're here. We have Mars Alva. Thank you again for being on here, man. We're gonna do more things together, hopefully later on in the future.
Of course, bro. I'd love to.
Yeah, man. Everyone watching this, thanks for sticking with us. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life.